Hello everyone. Let's wait a couple of minutes, let people to join the webinar. Okay, let's start the webinar. Hello everyone, and welcome to today's session, Mastering Module Relationships in Zoho CRM. This is related to relationships between the data, like one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-one, many-to-many relationships. You might all have heard about. So my name is Ram Suraj, and I'm a Zoho developer at SPIKRA. And before starting with the webinar concepts, like I would like to discuss about the latest AI technologies that is evolving in today's world. Like it's been quite uh, adaptable to the user. Like we know that every users of an iPhone or an iPhone let me check. Like someone is saying like the webinar is not opening for them. Let me check it. Yeah, I think the issue is sorted now. So people able to view the shared screen, right? Yeah. Okay, done. So let's start with the point that we have left with the rapid development of this AI, right? So in the last couple of years, like we have seen users adapt faster than ever before, right? People are no longer satisfied with just typing a query or scrolling through the pages of results, right? So they want answers instantly. So the moment they ask to a system or a phone or a computer, right? So or a chatbot. So basically, ChatGPT is a famous in current times. Like whatever you type, you get an instant result. So that shift in user behavior is exactly what's now putting pressure on the traditional browsers like Chrome, right? So Chrome has dominated for years since it's fast and it throws lots of data dumped to you, right? And since uh, and it's also integrated with Google's ecosystem. So but let's be honest, like it's still a browser that was designed for the old internet, right, where users searched and clicked and read through navigating pages by pages. And the new generation users doesn't just browse, right? So they want the tools to think, plan and execute tasks for them. So that's where the common browser, steps in today's time. Like the Perplexity AI has introduced a new browser called Comet. So uh, that has introduced a concept called an AI agentic browser. So instead of being just a window of internet, so Comet acts as your AI-powered agent, right? So it means the browser doesn't just show your web pages; it understands your query, and it helps you to complete the actions. So let's say you are researching a new laptop, like you need to buy a new laptop in Chrome. You would open 10 tabs and search for the specifications and prices, and compare the prices of different pages, or on the different e-commerce platforms, right? So this and by the end of the time, like you will be end up with opening of different tabs, and you get confused a lot, to go and believe from which source, uh, which source of information from the net or from the website, right? So in the comment, you just ask, like, find me laptops under 80,000 with just at least 16 GB RAM, right? And with some best display quality, and the browser not only gathers data from the multiple sites, it analyzes and summarizes it for you, and it actually goes to the sites, and even uh, uh, books. I mean, pre-book a laptop or pre-book a phone that you need, right? So it not just brings the information, it does the action for you. So that's agentic browser in the real time or in the real world is trending, right? So in the end of this webinar, so we'll just try one thing with this Comet browser. Like we'll just try with Zoho ecosystem. We'll just try one task with Zoho projects by asking it to log time log for me using the Zoho projects website or Zoho projects application, right? So in the end of this webinar, we'll try that whether it works really fine, or it just needs some more fine tuning to it to achieve this task by its own. I'll just give a query or set of instructions to log hours for me, but we'll just try whether it works or not. So uh, in the end of the webinar, you have this element. We'll check this, and we'll, we'll show you whether it does the thing or not. So um, yeah, now moving on to the webinar topic, like mastering model relationships in Zoho CRM from one to one, or one to many, or many to many, right? So we'll just move to agenda. So today's agenda is like introduction of why data relationships matter in CRM, in Zoho CRM. Like we'll be talking about more of Zoho CRM, and then we'll understand different types, like one to one, one to many, and many to many relationships, and that involves uh, in Zoho CRM to create relationships between different modules, and perform some automations or tasks related to that. So and after that, we'll go through Zoho CRM's relationship tools. Like we need some elements, like elements or fields, like you call as lookup fields, or the subforms, or the linking modules. So to achieve this, right? So we'll discuss about that, and we'll explore how to implement a many-to-many association using this linking modules, and at last, I'll show you how to automate this relationships using Deluge and Zoho CRM API. So that will be a leads and purchase orders. Here, these are all the different modules, and different modules. This diagram states the uh, term data model. So how these data are connected between these modules, right? So what is the primary key of that particular table, and what is the foreign key that is going to be connected with a different uh, module or different table, right? So we keep different modules. We consider different modules as a different table. So each table has a different, I mean, has its own primary key, right? So in that case, it goes. Uh, in this model diagram, so you can, it covers the system modules, right? It covers all the system modules, it covers all the custom modules, and it also covers the subforms. In CRM, subforms is also been generated as a separate table, right? So here the subforms will be a separate module, and linking modules will be there. And inside each module, inside each data model diagram, so you have whether the data type is perfectly uh, mentioned in the data model. So okay, so before getting into the concept, like getting into the relationship concepts, so we need to know that why this data model is matters, right? So you need to know like why this is essential. So it helps you to see how modules interact. For example, which module has a lookup to which, or which subforms are embedded into the into a particular module. So it shows you like the field API names and the data types in one place. So it also it is basically used for developers, and in I mean developers or integrators or anyone who builds automations in these applications, right? So it supports better planning. You can identify the faulty relationships also, or the redundant modules that where you are using the same data again and again. So you know that this particular data is available in the module, and you are again creating a different, I mean again creating a same data in a different module without any need, right? So you can use the same data in a different module to this to the particular or needed module. So wherever you want, you just need a link from that module A to module B. You need not create data once again, or create a redundant data into your database, right? So that's going to increase your size of the records, or number of records, or the size of the data that you are going to handle with. So this data model is going to help you to fix that. And uh, and if you are working with modules and relationships, then knowing the relationship between them, so that solves your major problems. Like uh, before starting to build your automations, so you or the subforms, or you need to know whether I need to make a many to many relationship, or one-to-one relationship, or one-to-many relationship, right? So this gives you the idea to design, so whether it's one-to-one or one-to-many or many-to-many. Like moving on to the next slide, so we have why data relationships matter in CRM. So as I discussed before, like we have the CRM data. We know the CRM data is interconnected between different modules, right? So the accounts, contacts, orders, distributors. So the CRM data is interconnected between all the modules that is available on the platform, right? So you need to uh, uh, accurate the relationship between these modules to get accurate reports, or to perform some automation on this modules, right? So it brings your data, it can use the data wiser. And this is one point. And the next point is poor modeling. Poor modeling leads to duplication and inconsistent workflows here. Yeah. So if you model poor, yeah, if you model your data poor, like it leads to duplication. As I mentioned before, the redundant data will get loads up your memory, or loads up your entire size of the application, right? So and you don't need to run the inconsistent, irrelevant workflows that's not needed on this case. So if your data model is fine, so everything is fixed, you have a consistent workflows, you have non-duplicated data, right? And this one point. And the another and last point is CRM provides multiple tools. Uh, Apart from this, it provides multiple tools to represent the real world data relationships, right? So how I mean how a salesperson is related to a distributor and how the distributor is related to a company. He is from a to an entity, like, and that entity contains how many distributors interconnected with one entity, and what is the relationship between these two distributors and the salespersons in the company. So these are all the things that you can provide inside this CRM. So moving on to the next slide, so saying uh, coming to the relationship types. So you have three types here. So one is one to one to many, and many to many, right? So different moving. Before moving on to the types of the relationships, like, you need to choose the right relationship to act or to perform an automation, right? So in Zoho CRM, you have three relationships, but before starting with the relationships, you need to know which relationship will fit for this automation, right? So let's start with lookup field. So you know that lookup field is the simplest and most commonly used relationship field in Zoho CRM, right? So what it does, like, it lets you connect one record in a module to a single record in another module, right? So think of it like a pointer or a bridge that says, like, this contact belongs to this account, right? So this, you have a contact, and you have an account. Inside that account you have many contacts, right? So you are saying that this contact is belongs to that account. So you have an account called, for example, let's take, you have an account called Technova Solutions, and you have multiple contacts. So one is Rahul, one is Priya, or the people, and the another name we can keep Sanjay, so who all work for Technova. So each contact record has a lookup field to the account module, right? So this, I think, uh, this says the one-to-one relationship. So the Rahul's contacts record stores Technova in the lookup field. So where it creates a one-to-many relationship, right? So sorry, so creating a one-to-many relationship where one account to many contacts, right? So where you have one account and many contacts. So that's, uh, you can say, an example for one to many relationship, right? So from the account side, you can view all the linked contacts in the related list, right? So this makes this lookup field uh, simple, like parent-child relationships. For example, let's take account contacts or product orders and project tasks. So these examples comes under this one-to-many, right? So one project can have many tasks, right? So this one-to-many relationship is justified here, and uh, but there is a one limitation here. So each lookup can connect to only one record, right? So if you have a case where a single record must connect to multiple related records at once, uh, a normal lookup won't work on this case. So that's where you have to move to the next feature called multi-select, or a field called multi-select lookup field, right? So the multi-select lookup field allows you to associate multiple records from another module to a single record in a current module. So let's take an example to explain this. Like, suppose you are in an educational business where you have students and courses, right? So each student can enroll in multiple courses, and each course can have multiple students, right? So in the student module, if you create a multi-select lookup field that points to the course module, you can now select multiple courses for a single student, right? So uh, this is an example. So if you create a multi-select lookup field that points to a course module. So you can select the multiple courses for a single student. So this supports many to many type of relationship. So uh, without need of full linking module, so you can take up many to many relationship using this. So you'll see a related list automatically appearing on both sides when you apply this. On the student record, you will see all courses the student is enrolled in, and on each course record, you will see all students linked. Right, the linked students will be there in the on each course record, and on the student record also you will see all the courses that the student is enrolled in. So you'll see both. So the related list automatically appear in both the modules. So that's where the visual power of multi-select lookups rely. So they give you many to many relationships, I mean many to many visibility instantly. So however, there is an important design rule here, like multi-select lookups are perfect when you only need to record the association, right? So when you need some extra details about it, so you need to go with a different approach or a different module, right? So let's go through with some examples for one-to-one, one-to-many, or many-to-many. I have already, um, as I previously said, one example with associated with course and students. Let's go with a different example saying prospects and listings. Okay, so for example, let's take a real estate company with two modules saying prospects is a module and listings is a module. Okay, so if a prospect module might be like a single prospect might be interested in three different listings, right? And at the same time, and in for one listing, there might be different multiple prospects are interested to one listing, right? So uh, this is the best example to explain this multi in many to many relationship. This means the prospect can have many listings many to many scenario where it says that where the CRM or the system needs to support it, right? So, so how would you fit this approach into this CRM design perspective, right? So, because if you use a simple lookup field, so which supports only one to many or one to one relationship, you would run into limits, right? So you might be able to pick multiple listings from the prospect sites, but you then lose ease of reporting. Like the reporting part will be a tougher part. So you can't capture attributes of the association, right? So for instance, so, let's take for an instance, suppose for each prospect listing link, you want to capture a negotiated rent or advance paid, right? So advance paid value. So let's you need to capture two things, like whether the negotiated rent or the advance paid value. So where do you actually store that? So you can't store it in the prospect record, right? So because a prospect can have different rent values for different listings, right? And you can't store it in the listing record also, because each prospect will have a different value. So you can't store this both in the prospect or not in the listing module, right? So this is where the linking module comes up, where each association becomes a separate record, right? So this enables full many to many modeling with additional attributes on each link. So when you look at your CRM schema or CRM data model, so you ask, do I need a linking module for this? So for example, let's take, can a record in A link to multiple in B, or can a record in B link to multiple in A? So does the link itself have extra data? It doesn't have. And if the answer to the answer to the first two, like I can say like you are in the multiple, many to many relationships, and if the link has its own data, that strongly suggests the linking module. So understanding of which like these three patterns. So you are in the fundamental saying that how to implement it using the lookup or a multi-select lookup or a linking module, like saying which affects many uh, data into that particular module, I guess. So in upcoming slides, I'll show you like how to implement many to many with linking modules in Zoho CRM, just how to automate and how to automate these relationships. First, but first you need to be sure of like to identify which relationship type your business use case falls into. So that is the major point. Like we need to find and identify which relationship type you need for your use case, right? So you can see here, this is the lookup field or multi-select lookup where you can create. So you have a field name, a lookup module. So from which module you are going to be you are going to select from, or going to link from, and you can have a related list name. So when the moment you look up with a different module, it becomes a related list in that module, right? Yeah. Moving on to the linking modules. So uh, I'll explain what linking module is. Linking module is something, an intermediary module. Like it's something like a bridge between the two existing modules, right? For example, let's take module A and module B, and each record in the linking module represents one association between a record in module A and a record in module B, right? So if you want to define two modules, you want to link the two modules, right? For example, we might have a module name called projects, and we might also have a module name called vendors. So when you create a linking module, you say like projects x vendors. So in this module, you need to add two lookup fields, like one lookup field referencing the project module and the another lookup field referencing the vendors module, right? These lookup fields are mandatory for linking for the linking module to properly link the records. So creating records in linking modules, like whenever you want to make an association, suppose take project X, like project X engages vendor Y, right? So you create a record in project X vendors linking module, where it's linking from project X to vendor Y, right? So again, through this you achieve a many to many relationships. And this linking module behaves like any other module. Like whenever you create a multi-select lookup, or whenever you create a linking between the module, automatically in CRM you get a linking module being created in the backend. It's not going to be visually present in the front end unless you explicitly mention it while creating a link between the modules itself. Like in latest feature, you can create a linking module and you can name the linking module whatever you want. But uh, uh, apart from this, like in the backend itself, a linking module is created and it's named with the two of the modules, and it has the association with both the module A and B, right? So you can use the standard standard APIs also to fetch the related list of this linking modules. So, and you know that if you delete an association in a linking module, there the association between the two parent records is also deleted, right? So if you simply delete a record in the linking module, the the association, that is the linking record between the two, it is also deleted, and there is no association between the two modules will exist. if you delete a linking module or if you delete a record in a linking module. So if you have a scenario like saying where both sides can have many links, for example, let's take module A is linked with module B, and you also need to store extra data about the link, then a linking module is an ideal choice. Like you can choose, it scales well and it integrates seamlessly and supports clean reporting and automation also. So in short, you can say like the linking module, uh, in each association between the records in two modules, it one record in the linking module. So you can say this is both are equal. Like each record in the linking module is equal to one association between two modules. Right. So, and this is how the linking modules also works. Like each linking module must have two lookup fields that, as I already said, and system automatically adds a related list to both parent modules. And if you delete a linking record, it removes the association. And this linking module will be available in Enterprise Edition, and the API endpoints, like the API endpoints for this linking module is just like the common APIs to get the module data, right? So if you mention the module data, you'll get the linking module. So the basically the linking module will be like the name comprises of both the module names, the module A and module B, and in the middle you have X saying that this module is interlinked or connected with the module B, right? Okay, let's move to the live demo. Like uh, we are having a scenario like with to auto assign the sales rep based on the distributor, right? So you have a distributor module here, and you have an order management module here, and you have two linking modules. So one is distributor cross users, and another one is order management cross users, right? So here the distributors cross users connects the distributors to the sales reps. So here the sales reps comes under the users. So even the sales reps are the users, right? So the distributor cross users actually connects the distributors with the sales reps, and the order management cross users connects the number of orders, meaning the orders, the records created to the sales reps. So each record or the each order is created, and each order is being linked with some sales reps, right? The sales rep is creating some order, and that sales rep is responsible for that order, right? So this connection is made. So there are two linking modules here. So the goal of this use case is, so whenever a new order is created or updated, so this function automatically finds which sales reps are linked to that distributor and associates the same sales rep to the order uh, through this linking module, like through the order management cross users linking module. So instead of manually linking sales reps for every order, each and every order, the system reads itself the system reads the existing distributor sales, existing distributor and the sales rep relationship, right? So each distributor has some sales rep associated with it. So we have a distributor module where each record is some each record is each distributor, right? So one distributor is being associated to multiple sales reps. So that relationship is being can be found on the distributor module, but here in order management module we are referencing the distributor, right? So distributor name or the distributor module. So here we are referencing the distributor module. So based on the distributor which is associated to the particular order, so we are going to that particular distributor model and find what are all the sales rep is associated with that particular distributor, and we are going to associate with this particular order. So when creation of order based on the distributor, we are going to associate the sales rep also. This is going to be done using the function, and Okay. Let me share my screen once. Let me share the function screen. So this is the function that we are going to run. So where this function takes the order, I mean it takes the ID. This ID represents the order ID as an input. Like this function runs under the order management module. So where okay, so whenever the order is being created, this function runs. This function is triggered. So you get the order ID. So after the order is created, you get the order ID, and for that order, with that ID, you are getting the entire record using the CRM uh, deluge uh, methods. So get record by ID, you get the current order management which is created, and along with that, it also extracts its related distributor ID also from the lookup field. From the lookup field distributor name, it gets distributor ID. Now the system knows like which distributor the order belongs to that particular module, right? So now the system knows which distributor the order belongs to. So it got the distributor name based on the order ID, right? The second step is to fetch the distributor record. So here we are fetching the distributor record. So this fetches the full distributor info, right? And we are getting two linked modules actually. So here the linking module shows which sales reps can handle which distributors, and the linking module that connects orders to the sales reps, right? So the orders to the sales reps is this, and the sales reps which handles the distributors is this. So we'll use the first one to identify which sales reps belong to this distributor, and the second one to insert new associations. Okay. So here in the logic loop, so if the distributor ID in that record matches the current orders uh, distributor ID, I mean distributor, so we collect the related sales reps ID into the list, right? So we collect that I mean we are creating a list, and we will collect the matched salesperson ID and store it in the list, right? So as a result of this block of code will be a list of all sales reps who handle this distributor, right? And moving down where we create a payload. So this is just to create a payload. I mean, this is just to create a JSON payload. I mean, required by the uh, Deluge CRM APIs. So to create records in order management across users linking module, right? So if you need to create, I mean, we have found the matched sales reps to that particular distributor, right? So after getting that particular sales reps, you need to insert the sales reps ID into the linking module of order management also. So you have two linking modules. One is sales reps with uh, distributors, and the order managements with the sales reps, right? So here you have fetched the I mean sales reps from this linking module, and are creating a I mean creating a record into this linking module, so that that sales reps is also, I mean, already matched with the same order, right? So this part creates the linking records in Zoho CRM via API. Like we have used the Post API. So this I've used the same API for this to create a record on this linking module, the order management cross users module. So if I run this function, like I have order ID. So this is a particular order ID. If I execute it, get all the order statuses, and you can see these are all the lookups. These are all the connections between the modules. So you have around 7 connections between the modules, in which I have found the two connections are there, and these two connections uh, are the sales reps that is being that is to create in the linked module, in this linked module, order management and users linked module, right? So after created, you get a data saying that uh, yeah, these sales rep is being created inside this data module. And since I have already created it, it shows that the duplicate linking data, it's because this data is being already linked and it's already associated. So when I push the same API, when I push the same trigger, it says like the duplicate linking data, because this linking data is already available. This record is already linked with this data. So I manually run this code. So it says like it's creating a duplicate linking record, and this duplicate record does not create a record because it's already there. It throws a message like it's already associated with the parent record, right? So now let's yeah, that's all for the session. We'll move to the Q&A section. Yeah, I think we don't have any questions. So let's move to that Comet browser thing, like the session starting of the session I have shared. So let's try with a small thing. Like I have created we have a demo account. Like uh, my aim is to create to log to create a log on for a particular task in particular project, saying that to log saying Zoho projects I have like very saying that in Zoho projects in SPIKRA test project. So there is a project called SPIKRA test, and there you just log me for a 30 minutes for taking the webinar, like on this linking modules as non-billable task, right? So I'm just making my timesheets. So let's check whether it's working to log your timesheets using this browser, right? So you just opened it, uh, just opened and kept uh, Zoho projects page, right? So what we can do, right? So we'll go to the home page, or we'll be in a new tab. We'll post the same query here, and we'll check whether it does, whether it logs the Zoho project from me or not. Yeah, we see that it automatically opens Zoho projects also. Yeah, since it's the user authentication is needed, like it can't work. I'll show you where I have already logged in. In this tab, I have logged in already with the account. I'll try now. Yeah, yeah. Now it got into the project stage, so you need to check whether it's going into the SPIKRA test project, right? Yeah, it got into the SPIKRA test project also. It found this test project, and now it's getting into the webinar task. So it searches whether there is a task named webinar, and it got into the webinar task, and it's logging the time for me. Yeah, got selected the non-billable type also. It selected half an hour, the daily log. So the only thing is to add the time log. We'll check whether the time log is added. Yeah, the time log is successfully added. So I just gave a couple of instructions, like in a sentence or two, but it actually logs into my system, found my project name and found my task name, and inside the task it goes and searches for the place where to log the data, and it logs 30 minutes for taking the webinar, right? This is how this agentic browser works these days. Just to test one use case, like I took this use case and just tested with this one task. So let's test with advanced task in future. I hope all enjoyed this webinar and got insights on how linking modules work, and uh, and I hope like you will be curious to know more about the agentic browser or the enhancements and development of AI in today's world. Right. Okay. Thank you. Bye.